All right, y'all. So let's talk about this paper over TEAC 4.2G. So it says a mixed number is shaded in the model shown below. So I want to go ahead and put a box around that word mixed number because that is important. Because mixed number means what? Mixed number means it's going to be a whole number with a fraction, right? Okay, so how many, let's just look at this model right here. So how many holes do you see? Remember, a hole would be one model completely shaded in. So how many holes do you see? I see 1, 2, 3 holes, right? And then what's the fraction for this right here? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 6 tenths. So my mixed number would be 3 and 6 tenths because I have 3 whole fractions and then I have 6 out of 10 parts of another fraction. So it says which number line shows point W at a decimal value equal to the mixed number. So I want this point W, to be equal to 3 and 6 tenths. Okay? So first thing you need to do is what? Bump it up. Do not come back in this classroom tomorrow without these number lines bumped up. So I see that they're all between 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. That's important because that means that, you know, these numbers, I can't eliminate any because 3 and 6 tenths is between 3 and 4. It's more than 3 holes, right, because I've got this extra, but it's not quite enough to get to 4 holes, all right? So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is divided up into tenths, but I have, this is 1 2 tenths. So that can't be right, right? Because I need 6. I need the W to be on 6 tenths. So that's not right. Let's bump this one up. Do not let a number line question go by you without bumping it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. More tenths. Okay, this is good. This is on what? 1, 2, 3 tenths. Also not what we want. Bump this one up. Okay, this one's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tenths. Again, not what we want. Let's do this last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tenths, that's what we want. So it would be, this is 3 holes. We've already got, this is like saying that there's the rest of the number line over here, but this is just a section of the number line, okay, between 3 and 4. So we've got already got 3, and then we got 6 more tenths. So the answer is D. Number 2, Carlos went to a plant nursery to buy trees. The cost of the trees is shown in the table below. Which fraction represents the difference? Ooh, let's go ahead and box that math action word between the cost of the orange tree and the redbud tree. So I do not care about the crepe myrtle. I do not care about the palm tree. All I care about is that orange tree and the redbud tree. They want to know the difference. So what does difference mean? Difference means I'm going to be subtracting. Am I going to do this right here? 53 minus 3178. Guess what? On that 6 weeks test we took where you had to subtract from the $100 bill, probably about a third of you did this right here. You cannot do this. Ugh. You're going to give me heart attacks, people. Okay, you cannot do this. This is wrong, wrong, wrong. This $53, if it's $53, that means there's no cents, right? Imaginary decimal, 0 cents. That's the same thing. $53 can also be written like this, and that's how we have to write it in order to subtract this. Okay? Make sure, because I've seen a lot of this too, y'all, that the bigger number goes on top when you subtract. $53 minus $31.78. Do you see how my decimals are completely lined up? Yes, Miss Hartgrove? Okay. Awesome. 0 minus 8. If you said 8, give yourself a tisk, tisk. Tisk, tisk. That is a rookie mistake, right? I can't do 0 minus 8. Can I borrow from this 0? No. Can I borrow from this 3? Yes, I can. 3 becomes a 2. 0 becomes a 10. Well, I still have 0 minus 8. That's still an issue, right? So I got to borrow from this 10. 10 becomes a 9, 0 becomes a 10. What's 10 minus 8? 2. 9 minus 7? 2. Bring down your decimal. 2 minus 1? 1. 5 minus 3? 2. So I've got $21.22. So neither of these can be right, correct? Because this says $32 and this one says $3, so I can't do that. What am I going to do? Because this one says 22 over 100, this one says 22 over 10. Do you remember my trick I showed you? How you put the line right here? The 1 goes underneath the decimal, and then you have zeros for as many places that you have. So this would be 21 wholes and 22 over 100. So that's why the answer is A. If someone wasn't paying attention, they would pick C, right? And if they picked, yeah, there's other ways that you could have gotten those wrong answers. But this is the correct answer right here, A. So do you see how that was a multi-step problem? They wanted us to find the difference between those, and then they wanted us to write the decimal in fraction form, right? But don't forget this trick right here where you do the 1 underneath the decimal and then however many. So if I had only had that, it would have been 21 2/10. But because I had 2 places after the decimal, it becomes over 100. Okay, turn over. Jonathan and Sergio combine the money from their piggy banks to purchase some baseball cards. The amount of money they have to spend is shown below. Which fraction is equivalent to the money shown above, or shown? Okay, I don't know if you remember this, but I told you exactly what to do when you see a money problem. And that is to label that money. Label it. Label it. Do not have a money question go by you where you don't label it and you're like, oh, well, it looks like 876. No. Jeez Louise. Okay, so I'm going to label, this is a quarter, right? Big one, 25 cents. This is a dime. We've got 10, another dime, 10, another dime. Oops, Ms. Harker, that is a nickel, 5, nickel, 5, nickel, 5, nickel, 5. And then we got all these pennies, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now that I have their values shown, I can add up the amount, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Well, actually, I can just go ahead and count by this. If you feel comfortable adding all those numbers together without making a mistake, go for it. I would split it up, though. I'd add like 3 at a time. So this is 25 plus 10, 35, 35 plus 10, 45, 45 plus 5, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. I would count it one more time if I were you, just to make sure that you got the same thing. So I got 71 that time. 25, 35, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. Got the same thing. It's not just 71 cents though, right? Because I've got these dollars up here. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Pay attention to the fact that that's a $5 bill. So I've got $8.71. Let's do the decimal trick, right? 1 goes underneath the decimal, 0 under each of those 2 places, so it would be 8 and 71 over 100, which is A. All right. Let's look at number 4. The model below is shaded to represent a number greater than 1. If it's a number greater than 1, it should be a what? Mixed number. Okay? So, what are these wholes divided up into? Tenths. So should I have anything with 100 100 on the bottom? It's the first thing I can eliminate. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 holes, right? Because remember, a hole is whenever I have one of the models completely shaded. These 3 models are completely shaded. This one's not all the way shaded, right? It's 7 out of 10 are shaded. So my mixed number becomes 3 and 7 tenths. All right, well, these both say 3 and 7 tenths, so how do I know what to do for the decimal? Well, let's look at this right here. If we have 7 over 10, if I just go ahead and put that decimal right there, the 0 is already underneath that other place, I don't need any other zeros, right? I can just put my whole number right there and it becomes 3.7. So this works backwards as well. So it should be 3 and 7 over 10, or 3.7, which is this answer right here, A. Wonderful. Thank you for participating in this mission. I thank you for your service. Good night.